What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Buckle up, because today we're diving into some massive predictions surrounding the 2026 schedule for the Kansas City Chiefs. And trust me, some of these possible matchups could completely change the tone of the season. We're talking primetime drama, international football, Patrick Mahomes recovery questions, and one huge holiday surprise that could shock fans across the NFL. Stay with me until the end because one prediction involving the Raiders could become one of the wildest storylines of the year. The NFL officially releases the full 2026 schedule on May 14th, but insiders and analysts are already connecting the dots. And Chiefs fans, there's one important thing we need to address right away. Parts of this original report mention Patrick Mahomes coming off an ACL and LCL injury, but as of now, there is no confirmed official report stating Mahomes suffered those injuries entering the 2026 season. So this script adjusts that information and keeps the focus on realistic scheduling predictions instead of unverified claims. What makes this so interesting is the strange position Kansas City finds itself in right now. Even after a disappointing season by Chiefs standards, this franchise is still the NFL's biggest television magnet. The league knows anytime Mahomes steps on the field, millions of people tune in. That means the NFL schedule makers are under pressure to balance ratings, competitive matchups, and uncertainty surrounding the team's momentum heading into 2026. And honestly, Chiefs Kingdom, that could create one of the weirdest schedules we've seen in years. For the first time in 3 straight seasons, the Chiefs may finally avoid playing on Christmas Day. And wow, that would feel strange after Kansas City practically became the face of the NFL holiday schedule recently. Fans have gotten used to seeing Mahomes and Travis Kelce dominating the national spotlight while everybody else opens presents and watches football all day long. The reason this prediction is gaining traction comes from what happened during the 2025 Christmas broadcast situation. The NFL reportedly wasn't thrilled with how some late-season injuries affected viewership for holiday games. When star players aren't fully healthy, those giant primetime numbers can suddenly dip, and the league absolutely pays attention to that. Television ratings drive everything. That's why many analysts believe the NFL could move Kansas City's biggest standalone games toward the middle portion of the season instead of stacking them late in the year. Imagine the Chiefs getting a Thanksgiving Day showdown, a Black Friday blockbuster, or even a Thanksgiving Eve matchup. Chiefs Kingdom. Can you imagine Arrowhead under the lights during Thanksgiving week? That atmosphere would be completely insane. And honestly, there's another reason the league may avoid Christmas this time around. The NFL already knows Kansas City has carried the primetime spotlight for years. At some point, the league wants to spread those marquee holiday slots around to other teams and markets. Whether fans like it or not, the NFL constantly tries to create fresh television narratives. But don't misunderstand this prediction. The Chiefs are still expected to dominate primetime television during the 2026 season. The difference is where those games could land on the calendar. Instead of late-season guaranteed night games, the NFL may schedule more flexible afternoon windows that can later be moved into primetime if Kansas City catches fire again. That strategy would actually make a lot of sense. If Mahomes is playing MVP-level football by November, flex scheduling allows the NFL to maximize ratings. And let's be real, Chiefs fans know exactly how this works. Every time Kansas City starts rolling offensively, the entire football world suddenly wants to watch again. The league absolutely counts on that effect. Now here's where things get really interesting. One prediction suggests the Chiefs could receive a primetime matchup against a team that recently picked in the top 12 of the NFL draft. That's a major shift from the usual formula where Kansas City constantly faces elite contenders under the lights. The NFL may want fresher storylines this year. Teams like the New York Jets, Arizona Cardinals, Miami Dolphins, or Las Vegas Raiders could suddenly become featured opponents for Kansas City in standalone games. And Chiefs Kingdom, some of these matchups would come loaded with drama, especially inside the AFC. The Jets' prediction is especially fascinating. Picture this scenario. Early season Sunday night football at Arrowhead Stadium. Mahomes leading the Chiefs against a desperate New York team trying to prove it belongs back in contention. The NFL would absolutely love the massive New York television market combined with Kansas City's national fanbase. And if for some reason the Chiefs ever had to rely on backup quarterback Justin Fields in a featured matchup, That storyline alone would draw attention everywhere. The league loves redemption arcs, revenge games, and quarterback drama. That's the kind of narrative the NFL schedule makers actively search for when building primetime windows. But Chiefs fans, let's talk about the Raiders' possibility for a second because this one could get chaotic fast. A primetime AFC West battle always brings fireworks, but there's growing curiosity around what Las Vegas might look like in 2026. If quarterback changes happen during the season, suddenly that rivalry becomes even more unpredictable. Imagine the Raiders entering Arrowhead after a bye week with a rookie quarterback trying to shock the division. You already know Chiefs fans would make that environment absolutely unbearable for any young player trying to survive under the lights. AFC West football always gets personal, and primetime games only turn the intensity up another level. At the same time, Kansas City knows division rivals are improving. The Broncos are getting tougher. The Chargers remain dangerous. And even when the Raiders struggle, rivalry games always bring unexpected chaos. That's why every AFC West matchup on the future schedule feels like it could become must-watch television. Now let's move to the prediction that may excite Chiefs Kingdom the most. There's growing belief that Kansas City could play an international game for the second straight season. And yes, Spain is becoming a very realistic possibility for this franchise. The NFL's global expansion plans are moving aggressively, and the Chiefs are one of the league's premier worldwide brands. Reports connected to team president Mark Donovan suggest Kansas City has shown strong interest in participating in games overseas. The NFL loves sending superstar quarterbacks into international markets because it helps grow the game globally. And honestly, there may not be a better ambassador for football right now than Patrick Mahomes. One matchup that makes a lot of sense would involve the Atlanta Falcons, who are tied to the NFL's Spain plans and also happen to appear on Kansas City's list of possible opponents. Chiefs fans traveling internationally would create an unbelievable atmosphere, and the NFL knows that. Chiefs Kingdom travels everywhere. Can you imagine Chiefs fans taking over Madrid for an NFL weekend? The jerseys, the tailgates, the chants echoing through another country? That would become one of the coolest moments in franchise history. And from the NFL's perspective, putting Mahomes on a global stage is basically automatic business success. The only thing that could potentially affect those international plans would be uncertainty early in the season. The NFL wants its biggest stars healthy and fully available for overseas showcases. That's why schedule timing becomes incredibly important when building international matchups around superstar teams like Kansas City. No matter what happens, one thing is crystal clear. Even after a season that didn't meet championship expectations, the Chiefs remain the center of the NFL universe. Television networks want them. International markets want them. Primetime windows want them. And every fan base across football still measures itself against Kansas City. That's what makes this upcoming schedule release so fascinating. We're not just looking at dates and opponents. We're looking at the NFL deciding how it wants to present the next chapter of the Chiefs dynasty to the entire football world. Every primetime game, every holiday slot, and every international rumor tells us something about how the league views this team right now. And Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear from you. Do you want another Christmas Day game? Or are you ready for a break from holiday football? Which primetime matchup would you most want to see in 2026? And would you travel internationally to watch the Chiefs play in Spain? Drop your predictions and reactions in the comments because this schedule release could be absolutely wild. If you enjoyed this update, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss breaking Kansas City Chiefs news, rumors, and schedule updates. Share this video with every Chiefs fan you know, and let's keep building the loudest Chiefs Kingdom community on YouTube.